Murder in the morning from the Hidden Killers podcast.
Well, we've heard about the eye drop murder trial. Well, there's culmination of it settling down now with a sentence. It gripped Waukesha, Wisconsin. Jessy Kurczewski is 40 years old, handed a life sentence for the first-degree intentional homicide of her friend Lynn Hernan. Judge Jennifer Dorow delivered the verdict in a Waukesha courtroom, leaving Kurczewski relatively emotionless until she broke down during her nearly 2-hour-long testimony. Kurczewski's crime came to light in October of 2018 when authorities found Lynn Hernan unconscious in her recliner with crushed medication and a prescription bottle nearby. What initially seemed like a tragic accident soon turned into a homicide investigation as the Waukesha County Medical Examiner discovered a fatal amount of, and I can never say this right, it's eye drop.
And I'm not exactly sure how you say that.
Tetrahydrozoline. And
that sounds pretty good.
Tetrahydrozoline. There we go. That's the last time we're going to say that. We're just going to refer to it as eye drops. It's the main ingredient in eye drops in Hernan's system. I had no idea eye drops were deadly until I heard the story. According to the criminal complaint filed in June of 2021, Kurczewski, that's how you say her name. So many of these German names in Wisconsin. I grew up around this stuff, and it was always fun the first day of class when the teachers are trying to who was presented as a family friend, had been checking in on Hernan regularly. She initially suggested the possibility of Hernan being suicidal, but later denied any involvement in her death, claiming she had saved Hernan from herself in the past. Oh, there you go. She's a savior figure. However, further investigation revealed disturbing details. Kurczewski confessed to giving Hernan a water bottle laced with 6 bottles of Visine, believing it wouldn't kill her since Hernan had been consuming eye drops regularly.
Who does that?
Who's consuming eye drops regularly? This revelation led to Kurczewski's conviction of premeditated murder and theft. During the sentencing hearing, Judge Dorow emphasized the severity of Kurczewski's crimes, handing down the maximum sentence of theft charges and stating her intent to keep Kurczewski incarcerated until she was no longer a threat to society, which I would probably deem death. The courtroom was filled with emotional outbursts from Hernan's loved ones who expressed their disdain for Kurczewski. James Keeler, one of Hernan's friends, labeled Kurczewski as a monster and urged the court to impose a harsher sentence, expressing his belief that Kurczewski had systematically poisoned Hernan for years while exploiting her financially. Keeler's statement encapsulated the sentiments of many present, describing Kurczewski as pure evil and wishing her fate fitting for her heinous crimes. Late last year, her lawyers were allowed to withdraw from a case after a jailhouse letter penned by Kurczewski surfaced. The lengthy cursive document even attempts to implicate one of the defendant's lawyers, though it doesn't state which one. And here is the letter. Quote, part of it. I trust you, and whatever you help or not is something I need you to take to your grave, the letter said. Even this envelope didn't go out through jail mail. My attorney took it. This was one of my attorney's ideas, and clearly they aren't going to tell anyone. Nobody has her on voice recording. She has an older, raspy smoker's cough and was sick. Female voice, always coughing and smoking. I feel like there's programs online to change voices. There's so much technology these days. She was sick and did it 2 days before her death. Nobody's going to know if it's her or not. It's been 5 years. Honestly, you could even have a movie or music on in the background to help distract. She always had one on hand loud, and I would just be cautious if it's music. She loved Gaga or a movie from before her death if you do that so it doesn't raise a red flag. Like Pretty Woman, Mrs. Doubtfire, Wizard of Oz would be fine. Her favorite.
So then she goes on. This was 37 pages long. She goes on in that letter, and she's like, wants her to record this for her and tells her what to record. Like, gives her a script of what to say in this smoker's raspy voice that she wants her to use. because nobody remembers what she sounded like. Like, of course, apparently this poor woman's loved ones wouldn't remember. My God, if I heard my dad's voice today, I would know that was my dad's voice.
Yeah. I
Like,
think most
but
people
nobody's
would.
going to know. There's no recording of her voice. So do this. Like, this woman is so sick. She stole almost $300,000 for this woman. She poisoned her to death. And then you get this letter. It's like, yeah, that's a good idea. I think I'll help Jessy out by recording this. Who would do that? Obviously not the person she sent it to.
It's so out there.
It is crazy. And saying that she'd been drinking, she'd been putting Visine in her vodka, I guess, for years. Why? Like, even if she was suicidal, if she's been ingesting Visine for years, she knows it doesn't work. That wouldn't be her go-to way to kill herself.
Wouldn't that like build up quite a tolerance too over time if you're slowly ingesting it, or would that slowly kill you?
My guess, I don't know. My guess is it made her pretty sick. I kind of suspect she had not been ingesting it ever, and this woman dumped 6 bottles or whatever it was in her vodka and made her cocktails.
Wow.
That's my guess. I mean, it's the most cold, calculating murder ever. And on top of it, she has befriended this woman. This woman thinks she's helping her. Her family thinks she's helping her.
Yeah.
And it's such a betrayal. You know, having an elderly mom, you know, there's one woman I was kind of suspicious of.
Yeah.
And like, hey, yeah, your mom wants me to run to the grocery store for her. So basically she wants the PIN for my mom's debit card.
Yeah.
Like, no, I will go get my mom whatever she needs.
Yeah.
But it would help you out. So if you just, we can do it this way. No. I'm happy to get my mom.
Anybody who's like pushing that like aggressively too, it's like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah. So that there's just so much betrayal. And I'm with her family. Like, I would have been outraged. I would have had some pretty nasty ass things to say at that in my victim statement.
Yeah. That would be, God.
I hope she's gone to never get out. She never gets out.
Well, she's bound to continue her antics in prison because she's psychotic and or sociopathic or something, but it's all about her. And as long as that woman is breathing air, she will be causing damage to other people.
Yep.
And that's just the reality of it.
Agreed.
There's nothing that's going to fix this person. So the sooner that stops, the better off the world will be.
Want to listen ad-free? Want advanced access to all of our interviews before anyone else?
Become a True Crime Today Premium Plus subscriber on Apple Podcasts.
You get every episode commercial-free.
So you can binge on True Crime
until you can binge no more.
Search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts now, or go to our podcast page and sign up now.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast next.